Hi guys, this is the long form video of some fractal trading we did live last Friday. It will take you through exactly how to enter the market, how to manage the risk, how to execute and take the profits, as well as lots of little hints and tips along the way. So don't forget, watch right through to the end. If you don't, you will miss some vital information that might help you keep profitable. If you like fractal trading, you know I do a lot of this. It is very profitable, and when executed correctly, can have great results. This is one example of our live trading providing great results. Don't forget, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Enjoy. Bye-bye. I think what I'm going to do now is put a rise trade on above camera breakout short. It's already done the break with a 31 pip stop. $31 pip target for the 1%. Yeah, I'm quite hopeful on this one. It should. Let's get this into. That's it. So what we're looking for here on a larger time scale. This is a fractal, but I'm going to forego the actual break here and wait till it gets above camera breakout long. The market already has been up above there, and people sold straight into it. But I think now it's been over there. If we can build up to there now, as we said this morning, there is very little in its way progressing this afternoon a lot higher. So we'll have that trade on and we'll see where we go with that one. It does stop to entry.
Okay.
And if it does start running, it looks like it may well have done. It can easily run all afternoon. It'll run all the way through till 4:30, and that's just the way it goes. And I'd like to know why. I should spend some time trying to investigate why. And I don't know why. It's just one of those things. On a Friday, you know, when you sat with your Fridays, if you in the afternoon, you do Friday trades really. One's get the DAX getting a wiggle on, and the other one is close the gap on the Dow. They're two really nice trades to get. And then this one here, as I mentioned before, once it breaks out of here, it'll get a wiggle on, and then it could easily run all the way up to the daily high. No reason at all. If I can get a ruler on that, no reason at all why it won't do another 90 pips. And you can do that into 5-minute fracking or 3-minute fracking on the DAX. It's nice to try and get into the lower time frames if we can to really give it some, but you know, when you're kind of into the 1 minute, you need to, as you know from this morning, you really do need to pick your areas to get it, not just every break. Or if you are mad keen and you like living in a fast lane, then you just wait for a fractal, you break it, and you're in until it breaks the 9 EMA, and you just keep running and keep running. And every time it breaks, you're out. Every time it goes back up, you're back on with a trend. And it is very focused way of trading, and it can be stressful. But you can't have any emotion. You just got to watch the fractals. And if the fractals say yes, you press the button, regardless whether you think it's right or not. The market's always correct. Just slow down again so we can have another crack. That would be nice. What's it doing at the micro levels? Ah, that's nice. It's so tempting on a 1 hour breakout because it's Friday afternoon. And it's not closing, but I'll tell you what, we will do that. We'll because it is on a breakaway. We will. You can just watch if you wish, but we'll use a fractal, and we'll use a 9 EMA as our mechanism to get out. And our fractals are 16 pips and 16 pips. If you would like to trade it with me, don't have to. But I'm a trader at the core, and when I see that structure, I think, oh right, well, if we'll just give that an extra bit of wiggle, so don't get, this might be a top. It's forming a nice flat top there. 31 will be in there. 31, 31.1 doesn't matter. 0.1, so it's making a difference. And then what we're going to do, we're going to use the fractal for a breakout. And we will use a 9 EMA to stretch this as far as we can go. No real reason to stay on anything else. The FTSE's just slightly moving up. Crude's, well, we're out of crude and took the pips on crude as well. And let's see what this can do. At the breakout, it seems to be quite nice there. So let's just don't turn it, we'll turn this fracker off. And where's the next big level? So we've got a BRN up here, big round number that we want to be out on. An alert, bright red. And what we can do is, let's see what we can do. We can ride the storm and see what it gives us. Let's just draw in. We've already made the money, so we can do this as an exercise, can't we? Not an exercise, but just constant, rather than flipping across other areas, we can, if this will draw in, I can never get the right numbers. Oh, that's the wrong way.
Yeah, that is nice. It's the first time we do that live, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it quite a lot. We're doing one-to-ones and things like that because people want to trade. Sometimes people just want to trade.
Yeah.
And you know, this is your conscience, that 9 EMA, and better than doing it in hindsight, isn't it? Doing it for real.
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll see where we go. Keeping an eye all the time on the on-balance volume. Just taking the target off. We don't need the target, we're going to run it. Unless we spot a new fractal, and we'll just stop to entry and add it. But you can, no problem taking this out. No one's going to shout at you for making 1%. Is it 46 or 45? 45's, forget where it was now. It's 16 and 16, isn't it? So where's 16 from here? Yeah, so there's a 1%, another 1%. Looking at this to form another fractal. What we'll do with this, we're going to try and maximize. So we're going to do stop to entry. And we're giving ourselves another fractal. I'll put the fractal on so you can see it. There. Let's see if it can form. if it does form, we're getting ready. We've got 33 seconds. We don't know what it is at the moment. It's not stopped the bottom, so we'll keep it at 16 for the moment. And we'll have another fractal trade there at 0.5 there. And we'll have to readjust the bottom. You've got to guess the bottom of the fractal sometimes. Because when this stops, and then the next line forms there. We did say roughly 16. That's just about bob on. There's a new fractal. So we've got this one free. What we can do is we could take half off here. So that's half off. And stop to entry, more than half off, I know. But I'm not going to bitch about a couple of pips. So we've took half off. We've got 1.5% leverage with 1% risk. And we're on to the next batch of trades. So there's this is this one. That's the next one. And we're just gonna muller it until it tells us it's had enough. Oh, and there goes the DAX BBO automatically kicking in as well. Bugger bugger. So we're well leveraged. I think I'll turn the BBO off because we're doing this as an exercise.
You're already in, yeah.
You're already in. We're already in on the BBO, so we're already in. Turn the BBO off. I've got it running on my other accounts anyway, so it's all right. So this is coming up to 1%. We've already banked half. This is coming up to 1% now, because that goes to 32. That'll be that'll be double the pips at 32. So we've got 1.5% if that gets to 32 now, and then we're just heading for a 2.5 to 3% afternoon. We're going to break away as well here. You can see there. There's no follow through. It's a complete breakaway. So there is coming up to 1.5%. We're going to make that to 16 now. Managing risk all the time.
So you lock in 1% of the first trade for the remaining part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
The worst we can do is make 1% on that one now.
Yeah.
Completely locked in. Oh, I forgot to take that. Sorry. So there's another 1%. Too busy bloody talking and not trading. Sorry about that. So there's 1%. And we lock 1% in. The worst we can do now is 2%. Next fractal. So let's keep it's not old enough yet. We need the last 20 seconds or so. What we don't want is try and preempt where a fractal might lie. And yeah, we don't want to do that. But you've got to be quick. It's give it 10, 20 seconds and then start measuring where your next fractal break. At the moment, it's running roughly about 16 pips each go. So on reverse fractals here at 17, so 16 will probably be okay. We don't want to put it in just yet. We've got plenty of time, 20 seconds. See where we're going to put it in, 0.5 up here. 12 seconds to go. Make sure it's going to be a potential fractal. So it needs to stop. 4 seconds to go. It's going to be a fractal. I'll whack that one in. And there is a third fractal. We now need to know where the bottom's going to be. As long as it's within the pip or two, absolutely fine. When you 1 minute fract, you've got to kind of gauge where your risk profile is on your pip size. If the market keeps on growing at the pace it's growing, it's going to be roughly 16 pips, give or take a pip or two. So if this stops out, then that's 1%, so that's 2% we'll have made. And then we're waiting for this next fracker breakout. But you can keep them all in and not move stop to entry, of course. You don't have to do any of that malarkey, you don't have to. It's just a matter of, rather than flicking around me showing you different strategies and things, it's a matter of picking your weapon, concentrating, and letting the market tell you where the trades are. No one in R, and if it says it's a trade, and you smash the button. Very mechanical, I know.
That's good. Better than thinking if it's correct.
Well, yeah, no, it just is correct. That's just the way it is. It's the fractal's a fractal. There is no bend in it whatsoever. That is the way it is. That's the way it is. There's nothing else to it. If the fractal tells you it's a fractal, it's a fractal.
Yeah.
Stephen, we like mechanical when it's making percentage points, right? So there's no problem with mechanical.
No, never is it. The problem is, us humans we don't make it mechanical because we have emotions. The market doesn't know. The fractal tool doesn't know. It's got no emotions, whereas as humble beings, we just panic and press the button, snatch the button, and like the market's come down, knocked us out now for 2%. Do we care? Not really. We're just mechanically trading. Our conscience is what's in front of us. And this fractal is a deeper fractal, so we want to be absolutely correct about this. We can then measure this one. We don't know how far this is going to come down, and we don't care because we're trading risk-free, because we're out completely with 2% in the bag, and this third one hasn't triggered yet. So this third one triggered, it's going to be 20 pips. So we've got a deeper fractal at the moment, which we don't like. Be nice that a deeper fractal bounce down is potentially a bigger run up. But also with this, we can do a phase wave test with a fractal with an expansion tool. I'll just put this in. So while I'm waffling, 10. Why is that 10? The other thing you can do now is, now you've earned a few rupees. The thing you can do here, let's get that, make sure it's a good break, is be prepared to lose 2 trades in the bounce and only lose 1%. So you could now you've got 2% in the bag. You could easily just trade 0.5% if you wanted to. So you're really comfortable that next fractal could fail. You don't want it to, but you don't really care because you're managing your risk. Oh, we've got a tight. This is what we don't want to see, the market squeezing in, because it could get a reversal here. We don't care at the moment because our fractal breaks up there. We've managed our risk. It's opened back up. This is where you've got to make sure that when you're on the 1 minute, you leave it to the last 20 seconds of the bar, right into the back end of its life, to make sure you know where the fractal is, and don't preempt anything. You see the market here quite clearly rested right on the 9 EMA, 149, and the low was 147. So you would have been out anyway there because it broke, and then you went for your next break. I better do that one right. It's being recorded. If people are watching it thinking, oh, he's drawing in the wrong things. Give or take, that's exactly where it is. And we've got 1.75% potentially into the big round number. Of course, it might not even go that far. Market might just give up. We don't know yet. All we do know is the market's always right. So officially, we had 3% out of the DAX. Very nice. I did my early trade in the DAX. Very nice. That's 4%. Aussie USD got 4% this morning. And then we did the trade another 2. Aussie USD, 5, 6. People don't believe you sometimes. But it's good that we can record it, so you don't have to believe it. You just watch the recording. Right. So what I was saying here is that if I hide all the objects, can I hide all the objects? Hide all objects. Right. So what we can do here, we've got a rubbishy little bottom, but it is a bottom. Oh, it's drawing it back in there. Drawing it back in. So we've got a bit of a bottom there, and what we can do is look at that first leg. So that's a wave 1, a phase or wave 1, what we call it, and pull back into a phase or wave 2. And you can, based on the current projections, you can estimate if the wave phase is going to be the same. You can project where the market's going to end up if the momentum carries on in the same kind of strength. So that's where the market will get to if the market continues in the same way. You can do an overtrace. I know you never heard of an overtrace. It's just my terminology. A retrace is coming back down this way. If you turn your tool the opposite direction, it then takes you to 100%, and then it gives you a projection on the overtrace of where the market's going to be. I like to use that because it gives me a Fibonacci expansion and then an overtrace as well. And I do the overtrace at 61%. So I now have a what I would call my little window of opportunity and put that in there. Get rid of all this writing now. And that's where I'm now heading. And don't need to. There's 1% in it before then. Should the market continue in the way it does, there is no guarantees it will. But what we do know is there's nothing in the way as well. So this will just get people salivating as it's going up, and people discovering that this happened, has started to happen, then people come in and start to buy and buy and buy and build, and that's what happens. They probably aren't aware. Most people don't even know what a camera breakout long is. All they do know is that for some reason, and they don't know what reason it is, it's broken away. And obviously we know the reason, because it's a breakout level. We're having a bit of a struggle here. Just observations to be made. I've just turned these off on it again. Hide all objects. And we'll get rid of the fracas for a minute. Is when we had the breakaway, it was all quite smooth. There had a very small hesitation, all quite smooth, until we got here and we had our wave pullback. And then the market took off and made a new higher high. But what this needs to do is to make a new higher low. Otherwise, there may be a structural pullback at a higher level, which will probably be observed on a 15-minute. So we just have to wait and see. If this structure is correct, we will not get stopped out, and we will produce a higher low, and the market will continue. There's no need to worry about these things. And that has stopped right on the 9 EMA. And we're just watching the price breathe. And we're watching it do what it does. That'll have panicked a lot of people.
I think so too, yeah.
It doesn't mean to see it'll go up again. It might be a double test. Let's say zoom out a little bit and take a bit of a helicopter view. Now you can see why. Can you see the underneath here? These pins.
Oh, yeah.
Market's coming to here, but people are getting behind it and pushing up and pushing up. And we still have the room pushing this back in to you can see here soft tissue here to here. BRN, big round number, bang, 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 bang. You can see how the market really observes these big numbers. And this is a problem area because we've started collecting more and more these are support pins, but we're collecting as the market goes up, we're collecting more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins into that level. We've got to push through them, push right up into here. So it's a bit more heavy lifting, and the market won't go up as clean as it went up from these levels to these levels. It's always worth, looking back to see where the issues might be in front of you, because you can, when you get into 1 minute fracking, even 5 minute fracking, you can get tunnel vision, and suddenly the market just goes against you for what feels no apparent reason. But if you sit back and have a look, the reason's plain as day in front of you. If we could get this would be quite nice for 4%, wouldn't it, for the afternoon?
Not a bad day, 8 hours working day, right, Stephen, in just
If it
over what, an hour?
fails, then we're back down to 2%, and can't be too unhappy with that. Just zooming in. See on the 5 minute, it's still very clean on the 5. When you get into the micro levels, it starts getting a bit twitchy. So you just got to believe in what you see. As long as we are getting higher lows, that's what counts. Higher lows. The trajectory is slowing down at the moment. Look at that trajectory up there, and now it's. Is that the same trajectory? Move. It is a bit slower, isn't it? Not much. Very close. These are all the things you kind of check all the time. Again, on the what you got to think about is we have got our risk we did say we're going to use a 9 EMA as our risk solution to get out if we don't get stopped. So we can take a decision now whether we're going to use a bar here or the 9 EMA. And when we set off, we said the 9 EMA. So we're going to use the 9 EMA. Pin, wicks don't count. Once this bar completes, and if it breaks this fractal at the top here, we can now then move our stop under this fractal, because if we are correct, and so far it's looking like it's moving the way we want it to, we should have, this should be our safe spot. We could always get in higher lows. So we could move our stop now to 56. That'll do. 9 seconds to go. Into 56. So that'll do. So we've now halved our risk to half. And we'll just let that run. We really haven't really not got enough. Well, you have got enough steam under the belt. You've reduced that to half a RIS, half a pip, 0.5%. You could add 0.5% here, but do you really need to do? You don't really need to do that. Time is it? Cool. Jerome, we're on at 3:45, I think, aren't we?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Is it 3? Yeah, 3:45. It'd be nice to have this one as a final winner, which should be. Oh, I've not drawn it in.
Steve, just a quick question. Normally I watch that. Steve, can I ask you a quick question?
Can't select it now. Oh, there it is. They're all different sizes, aren't they? Don't make it the same size. I'll do, won't it? Roughly correct. We are bottom. You can see here we're kind of, the market's coming up and then shallowing off like that, which is not good. Will it reach this level before it takes its first 15-minute breather? And it's gone up quite a way. Will it just push up into there before we get a wee pullback? To wait and see. And we've not had a 5-minute pullback yet either, so it is due a pullback. Because the market is slowing down, what we can do after this bar completes in 20 odd seconds, if it's a green bar going up, then we can move our stop to entry. It's not looking like that, but if we get a close in the 9 EMA, then we're out. We're out for 1/4%. We'll see. Oops. What the bloody hell's going on here? Stupid bloody machine. Better. There we have green bar here. We can move our stop now to 59. So we've now got 1/4% risk effectively. The market is shallowing off. Be nice. It looks like it's about to take a 5-10 minute respite to come down. And if it does that on the 1 minute, it will certainly break the 9 EMA. It's looking nice. On-balance volume is keeping up. Don't forget, keep an eye on the on-balance volume. Keep an eye on those Renko blocks. All heading for the sky. Don't really want to, but Stotch doesn't matter. Stotch is only an aid and a help to see what's overbought, oversold. and on a 1 minute, it means diddly squat. Is a bit quiet, isn't it? A bit sedate when you're just on one asset. But you know, if you concentrate on one asset, then you can make quite a good return in a relatively short period of time.
Yeah, now you're really on the ball. For my feeling, it's if you have several fields open, then you have a lot to manage.
I'm itching to go and look at the Dow, but we're going to stay on this. But I can see what's happening on the other screens.
Yeah, Dow is
We're
turning,
going to stay on
I
this.
think, already.
You've had a really nice, powerful 15-minute bar, and the market's on a bit of a ripper. Exactly where I want it to be. It's run up over 100 pips. But it doesn't matter. It's, you know, it's the percentage. It run up 100 pips, but there again, the stop was 160. So the Dow's on a rip going up, but it still hasn't made 1%. We're sat here and we're looking for the 4th% ideally.
Yeah.
We've, you know, kind of not been here that long, really. There's a first entry. Yeah, first entry, second entry, third entry. I've drawn it in twice, haven't I? I'll get rid of them. That's when it actually clicked in, isn't it, here? It's only 17 minutes. I'll get rid of that. That's the same one as that one. So halfway there. Stop to entry now, I think. So the worst position we can be in now is to make 3%. Ideally, we'll make 4 from the previous trade that we did down here, 31 and 31. Which we went in at 18.093. That's where we went in. That was the first trade. So first trade, second trade, first, third trade, and fourth trade. Just extend this, and we'll see how right we were, or how wrong we were. When this bar completes, if we have a positive bar, then we then can move our stop to 68. Yeah. And if we lose, we win. And if we win, we win some more. Just a couple more pips to push through would be good. On balance volumes looking nice, still building. Everything's still heading to the sky. 926 is pulling out. Momentum still running to the top side. We do have that big round number looking up here as well. It will be getting a lot of trigger fingers, pulling triggers early, trying to snatch up profits. Other people that are learning to trade and not quite got it yet. You tape your fingers up, throw the mouse away. There you go.
There we go.
That's 4%. Quite interesting to see if we do get the market hold here. I'm quite happy now to probably stop. So we do not have the headroom now into 18,200. However, if you were not just doing what I would have done, if you are still using the 9 EMA, then you're still in, of course. So for me, that would have been the ultimate get out in here. But what we're looking at is probably a couple of pips front run into here, where you will probably see the market stop. Now, the interesting thing here is if the market doesn't stop in the BRN, the rally from here to here will be quite strong because there's nothing stopping it. The area of concern we've got now is this area here. Give it a couple of minutes just to finish off the recordings. It might be useful for people to watch it, to go back over the entries, and why the entries were took, how the risk was managed. So I obviously took one prior to this as well. Won't record them. In fact, this week I've not even published how well we've done really. Might start doing it again next week. What usually happens after being trading early, then a one-to-one session, and trade with me, then the afternoon session, and then maybe another one-to-one in the afternoon. By the time it gets to the evening, to be honest with you, you just can't be bothered sitting down and going through your paperwork and typing it all up. Because I know people don't really use the charts of how well or how bad we did. But I have them all recorded for me anyway, so that's okay. On my paper rather than on the spreadsheet. So we didn't really have a hesitation in that band, did we? So we had, if you remember, the first phase wave would have took us up to here. And then the overextension, the 61% overextension, so that they're not the 100% level is, but that was the top half of here was a 61, the bottom here was the second full wave cycle. So the second wave cycle was stronger than the first. So that tells you that people are cottoning on and building and building and building, and maybe some of the people that aren't aware of all these different pivots might start buying in here and end up losing money. Needs to break through. This is the area of concern. The market is stopping a wee bit here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's in the micro level. Has anyone been taking money out at the micro levels in here? Yeah, there. As the market pushed. But it is due a 5 or 15 minute pullback. You can see that fractal breakaway here was quite a phenomenal run, really. If we measure it, that fractal breakaway run was 101 pips, which is about 45% ATR move. Quite significant. Usually expect a 30% ATR move when you get a really bull market. But that was quite good, though. So we'll look, see what happens into this, into the 200 now. People are still buying. That bang right into the 200 and the market pulled back. So there'll be some people are, let's see if people are carrying on in. The issue we've got, and I don't know what I'd like to be able to tell you where it is, and I don't know where it is, but the DAX on a Friday afternoon after 12 o'clock, once it gets a wiggle on, don't get in its way.
Yeah, you said it this morning already.
This looks like it's not hesitating at all at the big round number. Let's zoom right out. So here we are on the big picture. You can see before the market sold off, then pushed a little bit higher. As I mentioned this morning, this market has all the possibilities. If you watch the recording this morning, I said it had to break here. And once it broke here, there's nothing in its way and it'll go straight up to the 2-day high. And it's heading that way now. The issue is you just got to have the discipline to follow your strategy and the patience to wait for the opportunity. And it'll come to you. Right, I've got a quarter of an hour before my next one-to-one. But I think that was hopefully that was informative and useful, and it's recorded, so you'll be able to go back over it. And I know I'll give up into here because well, that was 48 minutes in total. I hope you guys found that informative. Please don't forget, if you found it informative and you liked it, please subscribe. Most people don't, but please subscribe. It helps the channel, and I can produce a lot more videos like this. So fractal trading, very, very powerful. Learn it and it will change your trading forever.